Spicy Pisces. Let me get my camera right, Lord. Sorry, y'all. All right, that should be okay. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Things, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx. And I'm here to take care of the Piscatarians, the Pisces. Pisces, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you. If you have Pisces as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. Quick shout out to my Patreon. I've been posting a lot more exclusive and early access content on there. I'm not sure if this reading will be early access yet. It most likely will be. But if you don't see your sign on YouTube, sometimes I will post it on my Patreon first. And I have exclusive content that I do not post on YouTube, only on Patreon. Shout out to my hoodie, my Leo hoodie. I don't have a Pisces shirt yet, but if you would like to buy one, it's on the website, Boardwalk brand or boardwalkt-shirts.com. It's in the link in the description box, and you can use my code for 10% off and get you one like this or any of them. They have so many cool ones. You just look up what you're looking for, the sign, and you'll see it come up. All right. So that's all of the announcements I have. Let's look at your cards, Pisces, and see what the heck is going on here for you during this Mercury retrograde. Especially, I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I can't remember where the retrograde is hitting for you right now. I'll think of it later. Okay. Okay. So we have here what you need to surrender. You have surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Now, going along with this, you have feelings do not equal facts. Okay. So, with Pisces being a very in-tuned, emotional, or sensitive water sign, sometimes we give so much truth to our thoughts and to our feelings. And feelings come and go. Feelings are like this, like waves. Feelings do not equal facts. Just because you feel a way does not mean that's what's true, okay? Not all the time. And that's why it's hard to sometimes decipher what's your intuition versus what are your fears versus what is real, what is not. That's just a common problem with Pisces. Because Pisces is really associated heavily with the subconscious mind and intuition and feelings. So it's one of those things where it has to be a balance of both. Like, you can feel a certain way and you can feel like you have some type of intuitive knowledge, but that doesn't always mean that's the entire truth or that's the entire picture. All right. So you could be right about one thing, but you may not have everything. All right. It's not always 100% true, or two things can be true at the same time. Okay. So on the bottom of this deck, you have surrender your need to always be right. I just wanted to point that out too, because it caught my eye when I flipped over the deck. But yeah, so other things you have here, you need an orgasm, okay? If it will focus. For those of you who are 18 plus. And then we have hourglass, time is slipping. So something important to remember, I'm put that aside for now. Something important to remember here is you want to be very conscious of what you're allowing your mind to focus on, because some of you time is really wasting worrying about things that do not even matter, worrying about how somebody feels, worrying about so much of these thoughts that are consuming your energy, or something that you're giving a lot of attention to, a lot of time in your day, and it's going to this negative thinking here. All right. So you need to be more conscious about where you're spending your time here. You have this flame card, eternity. I think, who had this? Virgo or Scorpio? One of them just had this in their reading, but you could have those placements as well. So let's look at my everything deck to see what it is that we need to either decipher feelings versus facts or negative thinking in regards to. All right. My deck won't shuffle here. It's being stubborn. Sorry. As you know, this is my everything deck that I created, and it will be for sale in 2 separate sets by end of October. Okay. So I will be posting about that. What does Pisces need to let go of negative thinking about? Creativity, an internship, a job, rest. Some of you are just putting way too much pressure on yourself to perform, to keep up with the Joneses. The truth will come out. Temptation. I'm going to do a little bit of a spread. Ooh. Self-sabotage. Phew. Okay, we have some stuff happening here, Pisces. Okay, so you know how our own mind can really take hold. Our own thoughts can really take hold of us and what we believe to be true about ourselves. Negative thinking. You have self-sabotage. You have inner child trauma. You have temptation. So it's very important for us to understand where certain feelings stem from, and certain situations that you're in the present moment you could be experiencing some type of feeling or a trigger, and it may be less about what's happening right now and more so about something that's happened in the past that you're reliving, something from the subconscious mind that is coming up. Again, inner child trauma. This could be something from childhood. Perceived abandonment is a big one. Perceived rejection is another one. And so just because you feel a certain way, or you're perceiving something as a certain way, does not always mean that that's the case. It doesn't. And when you live your life like that, always giving truth to your feelings about how you feel in the exact moment, instead of allowing your emotions to balance out, or allowing some time to pass, or, always acting impulsively on, could be sometimes irrational fears or emotions, that can really sabotage things. This can be self-sabotage because you are trying to prevent yourself from feeling something, or you're trying to protect yourself in some way, or you think you're trying to protect yourself. But ask yourself, is it really protection? Or is it some type of perception thing? Or is it something that you're perceiving to be true, but you don't necessarily have all the facts yet? These are just some rhetorical questions, okay, Pisces? Because, I could be saving some of you from some type of self-sabotage, some type of temptation here. The truth will come out. So you'll get some type of confirmation about what's actually true and what's not. You have affair or third party. Some of you could be feeling like you're caught up in the middle of some type of third party, or you need some type of facts here. This kind of mirrors or alludes to the Virgo reading heavily. You could be dealing with a Virgo placement, have Virgo placements. So it's one of those things you got to kind of find a middle ground. Like, some of your feelings, yes, they may be true, but you may not have all the facts yet. So do not jump to conclusions yet. Okay. Tell me more about what Pisces needs some clarity on, or some type of validation on. Intuition. Well, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Pregnancy. For some, it will work out. Okay, they will reach out. This is the one. Oh, so you have water sign at the bottom: Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You will get the clarity on what you need, but I want you to really focus on the fact that two truths can exist at the same time. Okay, you can have a truth and somebody else can have a truth. Surrender your need to always be right. Your truth may not be somebody else's truth, or both of you have truths that you think are true. Okay, you have the truth will come out. Like I said, you have they will reach out, you have it will work out, and you have this is the one. So for many of you, you are going to get some type of answer that you're going to get the confirmation in the ways that you need to. Your intuition has been telling you certain things. All right. And maybe you do have, like I said, you have parts of the puzzle, but you can't just go all on your own feelings, all on your own perspective, if you don't have all of the pieces yet. Okay. Like I said, your intuition is not necessarily lying to you, but just because you feel a certain way, until you can have the answers, until you know for yourself how somebody else is feeling, or how what somebody else's truth is, take it with a grain of salt. It's going to work out, and you're going to get the answers that you need to know. But try not to get yourself all worked up in your own negative thinking because you're feeling a way about something. All right? Let your mind rest. Let your mind rest and let things come out. And look at what is really self-sabotage or what is actually your intuition. That's a big one for you. The inner child trauma is speaking for some. And like I said, some of this has to do with a pregnancy situation or somebody or something, the birth of something most likely. Okay, let's get more insight on this for Pisces, please. Spicy Pisces. This is like a direct mirror to the Virgo reading. Virgos was about more so them feeling something but not having the proof, and they will get the proof, similar to this reading, but this is more so about not giving too much truth only to your feelings until you get the rest of the facts. Okay. So what else do we have coming towards Pisces, please, at this time, Spirit? What else is coming towards Pisces with this energy? We have the High Priestess in reverse. There's a blockage in your intuition. It has to be a little less, biased. Something about your intuition is a little bit biased right now. So, keep that in mind. Tell me more for Pisces. What's blocking the intuition, or what is going to... some type of trust issue for some. Ooh. Tell me more for what's blocking the Pisces intuition, or what are they gonna get the clarity about? Ace of Pentacles, some type of new start. What are they gonna get the clarity about? Could be a Leo, or why somebody was holding back from you. For many of you, you feel like somebody is keeping some secrets from you, or they're not. You think somebody's being deceptive. Seven of Swords. Empress card. This could be something about a pregnancy, y'all, for real. Because you have the Empress card here. And, this is associated with pregnancy and the birth. There's something here where you feel like somebody has not been honest with you for some, or hasn't been keeping you up to speed about something that's in the works here. Okay. And for many of you, this is the case. Let me clarify before we look. The Seven of Swords. Why is the Seven of Swords here? For what truth will be shown to Pisces, or what they need to know here? For Pisces, Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Really about, that's upside down. What is somebody holding back from you? Okay, and why they're holding it back. Because, you know what? Sometimes there's an issue. Like, you may feel like it's all on somebody else's end, like why somebody holds back from you, or why somebody doesn't want to be open with you. But sometimes you have to look at yourself. Okay, now this is something that y'all might not like to hear, but I've been saying a lot of harsh truths lately. If somebody feels the need to withhold information, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, somebody feels the need to hide something from you, sometimes it's because you don't really give somebody that security to feel like they can share their truth with you. Or you're somebody who always wants to just be right, or, it's somebody doesn't feel fully comfortable expressing that to you for some reason. Something about your energy sometimes can be like a pushback, or it can feel a little bit abrasive or threatening. So when somebody does try to share, open up, you give them a harsh response, or, it's very like confrontational, and somebody may not feel safe. Somebody may not feel like they can open up to you, or they can share things with you, even if not to say everybody does this who's watching, but some people rub it in their faces, or be like, I knew it, or be like, they give them a hard time. Everybody has their reasons. Sometimes it's not necessarily as malicious as it seems on the outside, but you have to ask yourself if you give people the chance to be right as well, or to share their truth, even if you don't agree with it. Do you give them the space to vocalize that and be okay with somebody having a different truth than you. Okay. So that was a sidebar. But basically, somebody is going to be communicating with you, and you're going to get some confirmations with your intuition, and then you're going to get other ones to see exactly where you were kind of applying your own judgment based on your own feelings about the situation or about yourself, kind of projecting kind of energy here with the Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Things will be more clear and more out in the open, but there has been an issue with not knowing or not being on the same page as somebody completely, withholding information from each other, maybe to protect yourself, to protect themselves. But I feel like there's been a mistrust here. There's definitely a mistrust with the Nine of Wands of the energy, a holding back of the communication with the Knight of Swords, because there's an issue with trust here, or there's an issue with somebody not feeling like they're able to open up for some reason. Maybe they're afraid of your response. Okay, so give people, you know, if you want something from somebody, or you want somebody to open up to you, make sure that you're giving them that reassurance that it's okay. And, you know, not to say that you won't be mad, but say like you can feel how you feel. If you want somebody to be okay with how you feel, you have to be okay with how somebody else feels, because both of your feelings are valid. All right, so I think that's it before we look at the advice here. Anything else for Pisces before we move on to the advice for them? Death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio here. Scorpiana. Okay, I'm going to keep those out for now, and I'll go into the advice with it. Let's look at the advice here. But this could be a change beneath the surface that you feel occurring, and it needs to be addressed. Maybe you're just pondering on when's the best time to address it. What's the advice for Pisces dealing with the situation and what they're worrying about? We have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a very new energy about to begin. Once we get out of this other stuff. We have the Two of Cups. What's the energy for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North and South Node? Four of Swords. Okay. I want to clarify one thing real quick. I did not mean to flip that over. Okay, can I clarify the Ace of Pentacles for what's the new foundation Pisces is starting on? This could be a new foundation in a relationship that you're starting. Okay, so again, bringing it back full circle. Feelings do not equal facts, okay? When you feel good about somebody, or somebody's making you feel good, you may see them in a whole different light, see everything as really perfect, really good, versus if you're not feeling good towards somebody, you may see them as a very bad person, okay? And that's not always the accurate perception. That's why feelings cannot always be trusted, okay? Intuition is less about personal feelings. It's more so just on truth and inner knowing. It's not emotionally driven. So you can't always go based off of like your emotions towards somebody or your emotions towards a situation. It's more so when you're in a pretty emotionally neutral state that you can more so listen to your intuition, because it's very unbiased. It's just like, this is the truth. Doesn't care how you feel, how we feel. This is just what it is, okay? So I think a lot of you are going to be learning how to discern what is worth overthinking, negative thinking about yourself, about others, about your situations, about personal relationships, okay? The Lover's card could be with a Gemini. Where'd the Two of Cups go? Or just a close relationship that you have. You're learning which feelings are more so your personal perspective versus an inner knowing that you actually have. If you give yourself some time and space to let your emotions level out, could be with the Sagittarius, then you will understand more of like, okay, maybe this was a bit more my biased side, or this came from me experiencing a similar feeling from the past of perceived rejection or abandonment or fear that I had with the Five of Cups, and I'm replaying that situation out here. Now, this is not to say that the situation is not similar in some ways, but our subconscious mind is always looking for patterns to try to protect ourselves. So it's important that you ask questions. You ask somebody, hey, what's going on here? Or can you tell me the truth about this? Instead of just projecting because your feelings feel like you're right about it. And they might be right. But do you have all of the facts that you need? Have you been direct? Have you asked questions? Have you waited for a response? Because sometimes it's not the complete truth, okay? It's parts of the truth. But there's a bigger picture that you need to focus on. So try not to get too caught up in negative thinking before you know the whole story, okay? Then you can go from there and decide how you want to feel. Okay, so that's it for Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.